Sure.
So if you got a website and you're not getting enough people from Google or from Yahoo or
Enough traffic,
you're not getting enough people coming across your website because those search engines they're not set up to crawl your website perfectly. So what this guy can do is help you out with that. You just you check him out, orangelinker.com, orange like the color, linker, linker.com. Gets your website optimized for search engines.
The William Bear Show.
Welcome back to the William Barrett Show. I don't know. It's fine. Okay, so we talked about Jared Leto being the Joker. We're both on board for that. Now, Bruce Jenner, I don't know why I asked you if you watched the interview, because I should have known that, no, you didn't.
If I was home alone that night,
I had nothing better.
I had nothing going on. I just wanted to relax and chill out. So I threw on some movies on Netflix. I didn't even realize it was on.
Okay.
It wasn't like I was trying to avoid it. I probably would have tuned in.
Right.
Wasn't it like 2 hours though?
Yeah, it was whatever it was. It got three times better TV ratings than all the playoffs combined.
Oh,
all the playoff games.
Who was that interested in this?
In Bruce Jenner?
Yeah.
I have Kardashian fans.
Man.
That just lets you know how many fucking people are in love with the Kardashians.
Everyone's so like, oh, here's this guy that wants to... I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's fascinating. I would love to hear what makes you want to get your genitals cut off and inverted into a vagina.
At the age of 65 or whatever.
I've heard people talk about this, like there's people who actually do this surgery and then they never have an orgasm again for the rest of their lives.
Oh my God.
And the doctors tell them, oh, we're going to take your nerve endings and all this stuff. We're gonna make a little clit out of your ball sack or whatever.
Oh God.
And it never. And they're like, yeah, and you'll be stimulated, you'll be aroused, you'll have all these things, but it never actually fully gets you to the release point.
Right.
And wouldn't that just you'd want to kill yourself?
It's like walking around with never-ending blue balls.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Well, yeah. Oh man, and then you can't reverse it. It's no going back.
Right. Yeah, I mean, good for Bruce. And on Twitter, there's this "Paint Your Nails for Bruce" hashtag where people are painting their fingernails in support. I mean, I support the idea of.
I don't think he needs my help.
No, he certainly doesn't. He's been on television now for 10 years or whatever. How long has Kim been around?
I don't remember.
When did she get off of Ray J's
knob
and start her career?
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that like it had to have been like 10 years ago?
Then how old is she?
She's got to be somewhere around 30.
She did that video and she was 20?
I mean, I would think.
Wow.
I mean, she was an up and comer stylist.
A stylist?
She was. She would dress the stars.
Uh-huh.
And by stars, I mean Ray J.
Ray J.
Her
client.
B- stars.
Yeah.
And I guess people liked the way that she handled the rocks and made her famous. I never understood it, but what I understand even less is how Chloe and the other one have somehow managed to squeeze a career out of this.
You couldn't do a show just about one girl.
You can't just follow Kim around?
It had to be her sisters, the arguments, the things that they get into. And then they all become stars in their own right through this TV show. People are so interested in keeping up with the Kardashians.
Do you think that they ever sit around and either laugh and throw money at each other or actually have a conscience and be like, we are really ripping off the...
No, I think they totally buy into it. I think they believe the hype.
They believe that what they have to say about politicians is important, that people need to hear it.
I think that they see themselves as an important staple in our
American
culture.
Culture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't really argue that they aren't because you put a naked picture of one of them up on the internet, and the internet fucking
breaks.
Implodes.
Right.
So there's tons of interest as long as it's sex. If the dad's getting his dick cut off, and if the girls are showing off their goods, But I think they went to Disney World today, and nobody cares.
Now, Chris, the mother, she seems like a attention whore. Mm-hmm. I mean, she seems like she's worse than any of the younger Kardashian girls. What is she going to have to do to get back in the limelight of things?
I don't know, but I did hear that she was asked. She was at the taping of Bruce's interview.
Okay.
To support him.
Okay.
And I did hear that she declined to be on camera because it wasn't about her. This was about him. So that was actually, I thought, oh, sounds pretty genuinely, nice of her.
Okay.
To not be like getting in on the spotlight and, oh, let's hear what because you know that they would have spent half of the time talking to her.
Yeah, but she would have been answering questions about Bruce, which, being divorced, I wouldn't imagine she would want to answer too many of those.
Right.
So, therefore, I don't even believe that she was there to support Bruce. I think she was there to support Bruce, and then when somebody asked her, hey, can we interview you? No, this isn't about me. This is about Bruce.
Wow.
Like, that's the,
she's that good?
She's got that PR team that, knows how to spin it backwards.
No. Don't be there. Well, be there.
Yeah.
But don't talk.
Don't say anything.
You can't say anything. And just tell them, it's not about you.
Right.
And they'll love it.
They'll love it. And look at
And then we'll get your interview next year after he gets the operation.
Yeah.
I guess he was taking hormone pills when they were dating.
Yeah, he has tits. He's got tits.
It's amazing.
He had tits on the television show. He said one of the hardest things to do was to conceal those for the E television crews.
Why? I don't know. I don't get it. I understand that
I wouldn't mind having tits, but
he doesn't want to be a guy. He wants to be a woman.
Right.
Why did he get married? Why did he agree to be on a TV show where now he has to keep from being exposed because someone's going to be like, hey, you got tits.
Right.
But I guess he just looks fat.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
I never noticed.
Maybe he's just got man titties.
Yeah.
That look like titties.
I did always notice the skin, was so like
very.
I just thought that was like plastic surgery.
Yeah, I mean, he did get a lot of work done to his face, and I don't think that's his real hair. It's far too Johnny Resnicky.
I mean, he's not going to make a pretty woman.
No, I don't know though.
Although, from what I hear, he was a gorgeous man
back in the day.
Yeah,
and maybe that's where he got all messed up. I mean, you win a gold medal, you got dicks and boobies flying at you from every direction. You're like, I don't even know what I want anymore. Now I want to be a woman.
Well, I guess he was saying he doesn't think he's gay. He wants to be with women. He just wants to be with them as a woman.
See, I've never heard of that before.
And then, well, he's a lesbian.
Oh, he's a lesbian trapped in a man's body.
Yeah.
Okay.
That must be it. He loves women, but he wants to be a woman.
He loves women so much.
Maybe that's it.
He just needs to understand. I mean, we talked about this last week about, would you rather be a child or be the opposite sex for a day?
Right.
And I guess Bruce is taking that would you rather to a different level.
I would like to know what it's like to have a pouch like the vagina is, like a
a pouch.
Well, I don't know. How do you describe it? Like a purse, something that you
coin
put
purse,
something in. I mean, because I can't do that to myself other than like my mouth, and that's
right.
What I don't like.
Yeah,
that doesn't feel good.
Everything comes out of guys.
Right.
Right.
We're always pushing things out.
Yeah.
Whether we're talking too much,
and girls are always taking things in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I would be curious of what it's like to. I don't know. I just, and the monkey man thing to say is I'd never leave the house.
Right.
but
play with my tits.
Yeah, just stay at home, play with my tits, and flick my bean. But
girls don't masturbate nearly as much as men. I
don't know about that
because they don't. Well, guys are always making jack off jokes and whatever. So
yeah, but that's like a guy being, are you gonna pawn it or sell it? Well, I better sell it, or the wife will kill me. I hate when guys get on camera, even in television shows. Like Everybody Loves Raymond, and they're these little docile bitches that are just like, happy wife, happy life.
You sound just like them.
I mean, it's just like, come on, man. What kind of role model are you being for the youth of men?
Yeah, they're just furthering along this stereotype of the docile man that's like, oh, yes, ma'am, yes, dear.
Right.
That whole thing.
Like, make me a sandwich, that whole thing.
Get in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's retarded. So maybe that's what Bruce wants to get away from, that stereotype of how dumb society makes us out to be.
Yeah.
But then you go to a bar and you see a bunch of drunk guys, and then you get it, and it's just like, oh, God,
Well, so I'm wondering, so what, women just don't talk about it as much? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's more of a I don't talk about it with you. Like I don't ever.
What are you talking about? I got your blog.
I don't ever meet you up for a beer and be like, dude, last night it was awesome. I went with the SPF 15 instead of the 30, made a complete difference. And I went with Chinese girls this time. We don't go that in depth. We just make jokes about, like, oh yeah, and then I jerked off in his face, and whatever.
His face.
But but no, I think girls, I think they do it just as much as we do, but it's more of a private thing to them.
Yeah.
Like, they'll admit that they do it,
right?
But they're not going to joke about it because it's very.
I don't know, because I think guys are bigger horn dogs. Like,
well, obviously
they want it more and more than women do, and I think that need, and then with the, porn at your fingertips, I think guys are doing it at like the drop of a hat. Like, yeah, I feel like it, I'm gonna do it. Whereas a woman might be like, she gets turned on by something, but she likes to percolate, and then she goes home and she's reading that book, and then the mood just happened to grab her,
right?
And it was like a guy,
Well, a perfect example is like any time that I would get in a fight with a girlfriend or anything, I would always say, like, even if I'm extremely pissed off, just come on to me and I will more than likely forget about it.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, just like, isn't that?
I'm the opposite.
I've never had that happen to me.
Oh.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit. Okay.
I mean, not in like, we're fighting, so here's how I'm going to fix this. But in a, like, I'm pissed, and then she's in the mood. And it's like, no.
Well, okay,
no, you don't understand. I'm mad.
No, I mean, like, she's coming at you mad as well, but just let's have sex.
No, never. I've never had the anger sex.
Okay,
not that I can recall, anyway.
Okay. Well, I always figured that it would be an interesting thing to test because because if you go at a woman when she's mad and you try getting something from her,
right,
that's an automatic no.
Yeah,
you're not getting it anywhere.
Right.
At least with a guy, you stand at least, an 80 to 90% chance of being able to get through the fight by just tickling his balls.
It might depend on how young your relationship is,
Sure.
Because let's say you just started dating, then, you're probably not going to pass up a chance to get in there with her.
Okay. See, I would almost put it the other way, where the longer you've been with him, you can take a step back, realize that this is a stupid fight, so I'm going to put that aside and just go give him what he wants, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, depends on the The roar of the ocean, I guess. Whatever that means,
Well,